Good morning students. So today we are here with the revision of chapter number 1 from Hornbill, the portrait of a lady. Now in this chapter, as we know, it has been written by Khushwant Singh. Now we are going to summarize few of the very important aspects of this chapter here. Now, as to remember some of the significant points, we need to understand here that Singh here describes about his life, how his childhood was being spent in the village area, and in his early childhood he was in village where his parents left him and they went to the city under the care of his grandmother. They both had a very nice relationship with each other. The bonding was very strong, and grandmother, she was quite old, pretty lady who was having silvery white hair, and she was always been like that, a very religious lady who used to take care of her grandson Khushwant Singh at that time. She used to nurture him and take care of him. She used to take the boy along with him, to the school, and then he used to learn the various aspects over there in the primary school, which was just along with the temple, where the grandmother used to spend her complete day, and by the evening they both used to return back, and on the way they used to feed dogs, and this was their daily routine. Now they used to share their complete time with each other. That's why the bond was very strong between the grandmother and her grandson Mr. Singh. Now the author, after some years, he and his grandmother were shifted in the city, which was a big turning point in their relationship. Now as he was growing up and he was shifted to city, he was being admitted to an English medium school, and there he started studying different subjects like science and also music and all English language also. And in this system of studying, there was no religious studies as it was been going on in the school which was in the village. So grandmother was not very happy with the teaching systems or the way he was being taught. So there was a lot of annoyance, and she retaliated also once or twice, but over the time she gave up over there, and in this manner there came a point where they both, grandmother and Khushwant Singh, they both were being a bit apart, and she was not being able to contribute to his studies anymore. Now this made them to be a bit less bonded with each other. She accepted she resigned to that situation, the new aspects of the city life, and there she started spending her time in other activities like praying, spinning wheel, and feeding sparrows. This was her favorite hour of the day. When the author went to, as we have discussed this point, he went to the English medium school, but grandmother did not like the way he was being taught. Now there came another phase where Khushwant Singh, he was being grown up and he completed his schooling and he went to the university, and because of that he was given a separate room. Now up till now they both were been sharing the common room, but now from onwards, since he was quite a big boy and he went to university program for his higher studies, so he was being given a separate room, And from here, the common link between the grandmother and Khushwant Singh also, there was a discontinuation, or you can say there was a split in between, or where their bond was being a bit weaker further, that because of this separation. Now from here she resigned to her seclusion and she started spending her time, like she used to spin the wheel and she used to keep on telling her rosary and praying all the day. During the afternoon, she enjoyed a small session of feeding the sparrows. This was a special moment for her when she used to spend half an hour of time feeding the sparrows with little crumbs, bread of little bits of bread, which she used to keep on throwing in the veranda, and these sparrows, they were not at all afraid of grandmother. The sparrows used to just keep on flopping from her shoulder to her lap, on her, even they used to move to on her head also. So this was the most favorite time of the grandmother. Later Singh went abroad for higher studies for 5 long years. Now at this moment when he was departing from India, his grandmother came to see him off, and he was feeling very emotional at that time, as he was being doubtful that probably he will not find his grandmother. She was quite old by that time, and he was feeling that probably he may not be able to see her again when he will return back. But by the grace of God, she kept alive, and she was being as usual as she was. And later, after 5 years, he came back. Incredibly, he was welcomed by his grandmother, and again he was being welcomed by his grandmother in the same manner as she offed him, and she was looking as same as he found her to be early 5 years back. On his return, she did not show her happiness the way others were being. She just kissed on his forehead and she greeted him. But one thing very strange happened on that evening when he returned back was that she stopped her prayer and celebrated the return of her grandson. Now what she did, she gathered lots of ladies from the neighborhood, and then she just kept singing and beating the drums for the complete evening. And later, after quite long hours, she was being asked not to exert more and to stop singing, and so that she should not exert her more. Now after this celebration, the next morning, see here, the next morning grandmother's health deteriorated and she revealed that she was nearing her end. So she kept praying. Now in this manner, as she exerted herself last evening, the next morning she had a little bit of fever and she was not that well. The doctor came, he examined his grandmother, and at that time he said that it's just because of exertion she is, and there is a small mild fever, but nothing to worry about. But she was very sure that her end is very near and she is going to die soon. This she declared in the morning itself, and after that she stopped talking to everyone. She just went in her room and kept on praying, and by afternoon, see here, by afternoon she took her last breath. And when she was praying, slowly her rosary which was in her hand, it fell down in the afternoon hours, and she took her last breath and then she died. Then what happened? To pay the last homage to the grandmother, thousands of sparrows gathered. Now this was something very strange which happened. When grandmother she died, her body was being kept in the veranda to make other preparations for her funeral. In the meantime, lots of sparrows, hundreds and even more than those, they came over there. They were not chirping at all. Even the author's mother, she threw some bread pieces, and none of the sparrows were eating any of the bread crumbs, but they were being around the grandmother's body there. Probably it seems like they were paying their tribute to the soul who has now departed, who used to feed them. So in this manner the sparrows gave their last homage to the that very divine soul, and this was how Khushwant Singh has described his grandmother. Now let us move ahead discussing some of the questions from the NCERT book which we have done as our copy work. Okay students, so now let us discuss some of the key questions of our copy work. First question here, mention the 3 phases of author's relationship with his grandmother before he left the country to study abroad. Now as we can understand from the revision also, that the complete childhood and the journey which the time he spent with his grandmother has been divided into 3 basic phases. Now so let us discuss these three phases here. The 3 phases of the author's relationship with his grandmother before he left the country to study abroad are: the first phase was the period of the author's early childhood, which he spent in village. As we discussed, he was being left by his parents there, and he spent his early childhood in village itself. During this phase, he used to live with his grandmother in the village. The grandmother used to take care of him from waking him up, getting him ready, and then she accompanied him to the school. Both were always together and shared a good companionship with each other. So here in this phase we can find that both the grandmother and the author, they both were spending a very nice time in village, as the temple was there and the school was also been very near, and they both used to spend nice time over there. She used to help him in studies also. She used to take good care of him in village. Now after this, there was the next phase when they both shifted in the city to their parents' house. See here, the second phase was the time when the author and the grandmother moved to the city to live with author's parents, and this was the turning point in their friendship, because now they saw less of each other. Now because of studies, he was having he was admitted to an English medium school, and there he used to study for long hours. So he started spending a bit lesser time with his grandmother. Also there was a lot of contrasting ideas about the studying of different subjects like science and English, and grandmother was not been very happy that these subjects should not be taught. She was also annoyed about taking music lessons, because she did not consider music to be something which should be learned by kids of good affluent families. It's a skill which is being learned by lower section of the society. She did not find it worthy. So as we can see here, The third phase was the time when the author joined university and he was given a room of his own, and the common link of their friendship was snapped. Now, this was the third phase in which he joined the university program and he was being given a separate room. Now, the common bonding between the grandmother and Khushwant Singh, now that was, they were sharing the same room, now was been over, and now there was completely, now with this aspect, see here, she accepted her seclusion and she resigned to this new condition of seclusion, of loneliness, and that is why she just started devoting her time to some found her other activities like spinning wheel and doing prayers all the time, telling her rosary, and another session was feeding sparrows. So, grandmother turns to spinning wheel, reciting prayers all day long. She accepted her seclusion with silence and resignation. So, this was how the three phases are being described here. Okay. Now, let us discuss another question here, that question number 3 here. This part we have already discussed, that mention 3 ways in which author's grandmother spent her days after he grew up. So, as we discussed, author's grandmother accepted her seclusion. She was being all alone now, not having that companionship of authors was no more with her. So, she spent her days of loneliness by engaging herself in the wheel spinning activity, reciting prayers and feeding the sparrows during afternoon. So, this we have discussed here. Now, let us move to one more question here, that is, okay, mention the way in which sparrows expressed their sorrow when the author's grandmother died. Now, this was an important aspect of the chapter which has been asked here in this question. See the answer here. The sparrows and the grandmother developed an intimate relationship over the time. When the grandmother died, thousands of sparrows expressed their sorrow by sitting scattered on the floor near grandmother's dead body in the veranda in mourning. They did not chirp. Author's mother threw some pieces of bread, but the sparrows took no notice. So, the sparrows who were being regularly fed by author's grandmother, she had developed a very nice bond between those sparrows, and they were hardly been afraid. They were so friendly with grandmother. She never used to shoo them away, and she used to enjoy that session to the fullest. Now, when she was no more, then the sparrows, they all gathered in the veranda and they were not making a single sound, and they were not interested in any of the bread pieces which were being thrown for them. When the grandmother's body was taken away, they flew away quietly. Thus, the sparrows mourned her death and paid the silent tribute to the grand old lady in a very unique and heart-wrenching manner. So, as we can see, as soon as the body, grandmother's body was being taken away for the funeral processings, the sparrows which were being there, which were scattered in the veranda, they all flew away very silently, and the complete episode seems to be like that. The sparrows were paying their tribute to the departing soul, to the divine soul of author's grandmother, because now they also realize that probably that divine soul who used to feed them is now no more. So, this was the very heart wrenching manner in which they paid a tribute to author's grandmother. Okay. Now, we can discuss one more question here. Just to understand the personality of author's grandmother. The author's grandmother was a person strong in character. Discuss the above statement. So, here the authors, as we can see this statement, the instances to prove this are being given below. She was a picture of contentment and peace. This we can find her, that when she was being resisting to the new teaching style, then too she felt contented when her concept was not being accepted. She resigned to that concept and she was being contented with her own prayers and the way she used to spend her rest of the day. But she was at peace even though her ideas were not being accepted. She had a very strong personal liking and dislikes. This we can find as she stopped more of her communication because her ideas were not being liked, and that is why she we can say that she was having her strong likings as well as dislikes also. She had her own thoughts about the learning at school. She considered the teaching of scriptures to be more fruitful than science and music. This we have also discussed, that as in the English medium school where the author was being sent in the city, the subjects which were being taught were not like grandmother was not being in consent that these subjects should not be taught to the author. And here she found that the teaching of scriptures was being missing. There was no religious studies. So, this was being quite annoying to her. In her phase of loneliness and seclusion, she took to wheel spinning and feeding sparrows. This was the major activity she took when she was being left all alone in the room. She loved the narrator deeply, but when the author decided to go abroad for studies, she appeared composed and did not display any emotion. She was very strong and emotionally and mentally, she never used to portray her emotions, and she never used to portray herself to be a person showing her emotions on her face. There were hardly any expressions on her face that though she loved narrator wholeheartedly, but she appeared to be very composed. She was very calm and at peace when she was seeing off the author at airport. Now, see here few more points. Ignoring everyone who tried to stop her, she sang for several hours celebrating the homecoming of her grandson. Now, this was the special thing which happened when author came back after 5 years, and she gathered the ladies from neighborhood and she sang all those songs welcoming the warriors. Now, in this manner and it was very difficult for everybody to stop her, so that she may not take exertion. Okay. Now, during the last few hours of her life, she did not show any sorrow or regret. She stopped talking to everyone and took to reciting prayers and telling her rosary beads. So, towards the end of her life, when she realized that probably now her end is near, she withdrew herself from everybody. She stopped talking also, and she submitted herself in front of God, and she was being busy in her prayer. Rather, she found that probably that was the detachment of her from the material world. That's how she by the afternoon she died, and the rosary fell from her hands. Now, in this manner we can understand the various aspects which shows that she was a strong personality and a person of intense character from all these instances. Hopefully, all these questions and the major significant aspects of the chapter are being covered, and the question and answers are also, I think they are, you can understand them well now. Now, let us discuss some of the internal questions also. Okay, see here the internal questions. The first one is, give the character sketch of author's grandmother. Now, on the basis of your chapter reading, from the complete chapter you have to draw the various portraying features of the personality of author's grandmother, and there you can frame the answer according to your observation, how she has been described by the author at various places, and you have to describe her personality here, giving a character sketch of the grandmother. Now, another question is, Khushwant Singh's grandmother was not pretty, but she was beautiful. Explain the above statement. Now, for the answer of this question, you can refer to page number 4. You can open page number 4 so that we can discuss the answer here. See here on page number 4 in para 1 and 2. See here, you can find that author has described her beauty in these 2 paragraphs, and how pretty she was. Her old age was being described by the author in a very nice and serene method here. Like here, see, you can see in the 4th line, she hobbled about the house in spotless white with one hand resting on her waist to balance her stoop. So, in this manner the author has given a nice description where you can identify the beautiful aspects of the author's personality, grandmother's personality, and that is why he found the grandmother to be quite pretty as an old lady. Okay. Now, another question which we are going to address here is, everybody including the sparrows mourned the grandmother's death. Elaborate the above line. Now, for this question, see here, basically this question is based on the last concluding part of the chapter, where the sparrows all they were gathered. See here on page number 6 in the para number 4, that this is the last paragraph of the chapter. Here from here you can make the answer, you can answer this question here, where you have to elaborate that how the sparrows they gathered, they mourned, they did not chirrup, and finally they paid the tribute to the departing soul. So, in this manner you can answer all these internal questions also. Okay. So, students, I hope everything from this chapter has been covered here, and prepare the chapter well, and the question and answer parts also. Thank you, students.